Hey there, everyone. My name is Andrew, and this is the Canadian Starships live stream. Welcome, everybody. We are here. We have a ship in the background that we're going to be working on tonight. We also have Ken here, who's going to be producing for us tonight. How's it going, Ken?
It's going really well. How about you?
Not too bad. How are things for you going?
Good. I just got my latest video uploaded on the Reliant. So I
Very
just
cool.
started sealing all the seams on the main hull now.
Okay, and what part is that? What part number?
That'd be part 49.
49. You've done 49 videos on it.
Well, some of them are pretty short, some of them are pretty long.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a mix.
All right. It's not been a bad day here, although it's a bit humid here today. Let me put it to you this way. I did our kids' laundry and put it out on the line this morning, pulled it in just before nighttime, still not dry. It's that humid. So needless to say, the air conditioning is running, the garage door is closed. We are not opening the door tonight because I don't want to be swimming in here while trying to get work done. But I've got to say, I am not the biggest fan of the heat nor the humidity. Glad we're in August, because August means we're starting to roll into the fall time, and hopefully some of the severe temperatures are going to go away. But I need to get this thing done because I need to get the inside of the Enterprise B light blocked, and I want to do that before I can't do that outside anymore, because I want to be getting all the electronics and stuff and assembly done during the cold months. So, because if I can spray outside during the warm months, I can keep it all outside, and then I can do the inside work in the cold months. So that's the goal. So let's see who's here tonight. We have
AK is here
saying howdy, y'all. Almost like he's from Texas or something. Doug Smith is here saying howdy, AK.
Welcome, Doug.
And saying hello, everyone. We've got Jody here, and we've got
Kenneth.
Oh, that's Kenneth. Okay.
Yep.
Good evening from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm sitting here watching my favorite YouTuber person. Very cool. We've got the other Ken here saying hi to me and hi to you. Although the other Ken looks a little bit like Kirk.
He kind of does, doesn't he?
Yeah. A little bit of a resemblance there, it seems. So, all right. So, what are we doing tonight? Good question. Great question. Because I know you want to know. What are we doing tonight? Well, let me just pop over here for a moment. And what can you see different on this from last week?
It looks like all your decals are on for the escape pods.
That's what we call a sound alike, so that I don't get a copyright strike. Yeah, all of the escape pod decals for the upper saucer are on. I finished that up earlier today, and if you remember from last week, I had just gone and gloss coated the escape pods and nothing else because I wanted to get started, because that's a long and tedious process. And we've currently got, let's see, 176 escape pod decals down. Now, just a reminder that the entirety, actually, I can, if I go in here, you can also see, okay. You can also see that I've got the bridge dome masked off, and I've put my silicone masks back into the conference room because we're going to be gloss coating this thing pretty soon. But let me just move the camera down this way a little bit, and you can see those back end escape pods. It's a little blurry because this is I think it's a digital zoom on this. So we're losing some resolution when I'm zooming in this closely. But if you remember, this is a painted escape pod hatch detail with the lines and numbers. Like, okay, I'm going to switch cameras because you can't see anything on that because it's just way too blurry. So let me switch over to the mobile.
Keith is here. He says, hey, all. As well as Ben Spratling. Ben, I saw that interview on Tested. Looks really good.
Yeah,
amazing
that was
work.
Nice to see you got interviewed there by Norm.
And Kenneth says, wow, that's awesome. I'm blown away.
All right, I'm just connecting my mobile, my mobile cam here. So if I come in here, you can see those details a little bit better.
And you actually can see that the little plastic detail you added there with the two little holes in it.
Oh yeah, the vinyl.
Yeah.
Oh. I had it. Oh. So it lets me zoom in momentarily, not permanently. Oh well. Anyway, you can see the two colors that are part of the escape hatch are painted detail. The lines around. Is it going to focus? A little too close to focus. Anyway, the lines around, the red line, USS Enterprise up at the top, and then each escape pod number. Those are these detail decals. So they're all individually painted, and then this detail decal is going down over top of the painted detail. So that's what we've been doing here, and I've got 174 of them down. Is that what I said?
I'm not sure how many you said.
176 of them are down out of D, except I made a mistake when I painted the escape pods. So on this one, it's actually going to be 452 because I accidentally added 2 additional escape pods.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Save more souls.
So tonight, yeah. Souls on board and fuel in pounds, as air traffic control will ask if there's a mayday. All right, so tonight though we need to work on. I started this earlier today. You can see that some of the yellow here has been taken away. This just needs to be shaved down a little bit because the Buzzard housing has been designed in such a way that it doesn't quite fit. And why? I have no idea. But it just means that the area of the intercooler where it attaches needs to be shaved down a little bit so that will fit on there. It's something that I meant to do earlier on in the process and forgot. And then when I went to attach the Buzzards, they didn't fit. I'm like, oh, right, that's something I have to deal with on this. So we're going to do that. Let's see.
Ben says I never expected a Norm interview at my first Wonderfest showing, so I'm definitely taking a victory lap on this one, as you should.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. Very cool.
That was amazing. It's amazing to see that work you do. It's incredible.
Excuse me while I take a swig of that finest organic suspension never devised. So I have, as I showed you there on this shot here, I do have the bridge remasked, and I have the silicone bits back in the observation lounge, conference lounge, so that we can get this thing gloss coated once we have the Buzzard caps fitted. So that's where we're going to be starting the work tonight. So what's everybody else working on? Let me know.
Yes, let us know what you're working on. If anybody else is watching hasn't said anything in the comments, feel free to throw in a hello or let us know just what you're working on.
All right. And looks like we've got 12 watching on YouTube right now and 1 over on Twitch. Hello over on Twitch. If you're over there on Twitch watching, let me know because I see the chat from everywhere. and it tells me where the chat's coming from, which is pretty cool. All right. So let's get started. Let's see how much we can get done in these 2 hours. And by the way,
Garrick is also here. He says hello, everyone.
oh, welcome, Garrick. So by the way, we're going to go to our normal time at 11 p.m. Eastern tonight, but don't fear, the content doesn't stop there. At 11 o'clock, Jody from Trek Mods will be having his live stream, and so we're going to direct you right over to Jody's channel once we are done tonight. So just because I'm done streaming at 11 doesn't mean that the fun ends there. So make sure that when we are finished, you either ride the wave of YouTube's redirect, or you just go yourself right over to Trek Mods.
Sprewworks is here. He says, evening all.
Good evening.
Again, let us know if you're working on anything tonight.
I mean, there's definitely some guesses I could make about what certain people are working on.
You probably could.
I'm definitely going to need to repaint. I might not get gloss coat on because I might need to repaint these intercoolers.
Although Russ isn't here yet, so we can't automatically say what he's working on. Although, Russ, if you are watching, I really enjoyed seeing that build of that space station. Ben Spratling says, this week I tested optics for special effects for Moriarty. Ooh, and he said, ship in a bottle diorama. However, it did not work, so I completely redesigned the diorama to use a different effect. Still not sure if I'm going to do it, but at least I know 3 ways to not to do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's progress.
Well, and half the fun is figuring it all out. Coming up with the how you're going to do it.
Exactly.
Still not quite there.
Hmm.
So we take it down a little bit more.
Sprewworks says he has Enterprise D on his bench. I'm adding lifeboats, tons of lifeboats.
Yes, quite aware of just exactly how many lifeboats there are. Although the number does vary depending on whether you're doing the Generations or the TV series version.
Now, I have a question for you, Andrew. Did you watch the new episode of Axanar?
Of Axanar?
Yes. The fan-created Star Trek?
Yeah, which one is? What's the new one?
I think it just came out on Monday. Let's see here. Let me check what the title of it is.
I saw that something came out, but it all kind of seems the same to me.
Yeah, there was Gathering Storm, I think. It was good. Unfortunately, like, some of the actors had passed away since the last recordings. Like Tony Todd had passed away. Yeah. So let me know if anybody else has seen the latest episode of Axanar.
Have you seen the latest Strange New Worlds?
Yeah, if I haven't started watching it, I want to see. I want them to get a few episodes out, and then I'll probably start watching it again.
So just for anybody who hasn't seen this week's Strange New Worlds yet, just a content warning. If you are at all queasy with horror gore, you might just want to give that episode a pass.
Well, there we go. That's a good thing to know.
They you know how they've been playing with genres.
Yeah, this week's was horror.
This week's was horror.
All right then. And if it was a long running series like the old, shows would be like 20 some odd episodes, you would have probably that probably would have been good to have around closer to Halloween.
Uh-huh. Well, it fits on. It's still a tight fit. Which is what we want.
Yes.
Let's see. I need to now work on the other side.
Now, I was just thinking about it the other day here. Something I need to look at finding is paint patterns for the top of the Nebula class ship, for that Nebula class conversion I have.
Yeah, is that the lake monster?
Yeah. Because you can find painting masks and stuff for the saucer, but to find something, no one makes anything for that aftermarket kit, so you're gonna have to make something on your own. So I don't think there's even a decal out for it. A decal, at least you could look at a decal and figure out how things are lined out or lined up.
Yeah, it's probably unfortunately one of those things that you just have to kind of figure out and do yourself. And
yeah, try and look for screen captures, or would that one have been an actual physical model?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I could find pictures of the physical model would be good too, to kind of give me an idea.
So I'm just basically sanding this down with the sanding stick until I get it to fit. So it's a matter of sand for a while and then test and then sand some more and test again and try to avoid damaging the Buzzard lights.
Yes, very important. You don't want to do that. Oh, I have a question for you, Andrew. How small do they make addressable LEDs?
Like individual LEDs or LED strips?
Individual.
I honestly have not found individual adjustable LEDs smaller than 5 millimeters yet.
Okay. I'm just thinking for the base stand for our Reliant build. We have the bases from Cosmic Scale Models,
Mm-hmm.
and it has the top view of the ship, and then it has the dots around it to light up for the shields. And I was kind of hoping to do shields up, shields down thing. Like when they get the shields hacked and by the Enterprise and get dropped.
Yeah.
So I figured addressable LEDs would make that really simple.
What size apertures do you have, or like how are you just lighting up the panel, or is it actual lights coming through, or?
The panel itself is the lightable, so you'd need a light under there just to light up the actual silhouette or like the shape of the ship. And then I was thinking just little tube styrene attached to the bottom of under where every dot would be, and then just stick a LED up in it. That way each individual dot could be its own light. It was what I was hoping. But 5mm might work. I can't even remember how many dots there are around it.
Does Keith's stand provide for that, or are you modifying it to do it?
AK says, what about 3mm fiber? Again, I guess if I went off of 3mm fiber off of an addressable LED strip.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. So as I was saying, does Keith make the stand ready for that, or are you modifying it?
It's basically it's a plastic box you put together with and then a light up front panel basically.
Yeah, so that front panel, has he given allowance for you to do that, or are you modifying it?
No, I'd be modifying for it.
Okay.
Ben says, I love that idea of the white dots in the base. White well shield. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what Jordan and I were thinking of originally. Is to kind of, because at one time, Khan tells his second in command there or whatever to raise shields, and he does, and you see all the dots go up in sequence, and then after when Spock enters the code there and presses send or whatever, you see the shield dropping in sequence.
Yeah. Definitely true to what we saw on screen.
Yes, although the ship on the base looks a lot better than it did on the screen for the movie.
That's just improvements in today's technology that
Yes.
Keith is able to make use of.
I'm just going to look for that specific base, and I just want to see if I can, without me having to go downstairs and dig it out, if I can just look on my screen here and see how many. Just the amount of more products he's coming out with all the time. It's just incredible. Hmm. Actually, I just also had noticed today that Lake Monster Detail, I think, came out with some new decals for the Enterprise E. Yeah, they offered the. That's something I was saying the other day too. Is that like he does the DS9 runabout crew figures in 1/32 because he's selling a 1/32 scale runabout now,
Yeah.
as opposed to the one Jordan's working on, which is 1/72.
Wow, that went a lot faster than the other one did.
Good job.
Yay! Yay me. Okay.
But they don't do a set of crew for the TOS bridge set. You still have to deal with those poorly done plastic ones.
Well, I'm sure there's STLs somewhere for the right size crew for that, and I'm sure Donnie would be happy to help you out with that.
True.
Be worth looking into anyway, because like if being stuck with those plastic kit ones is not much fun.
No, they do have some more decent ones. They're not perfect or by any means, but they're a little bit better in the redone Galileo shuttle interior kit.
But I think you were saying that those are set up for like away team.
Yeah, those ones not so much. The ones he offers here on his website, they are most, I think, all standing and away team versions. Because even if you had them in a different size, you could always ask him if he could print them in a different size as well.
Yeah.
So my question then would also be, would I need a second control board for something like that?
Nope. Well, what system are you using for the Reliant?
An Arduino?
So you should be able to get it all set up to run off the Arduino.
Okay.
But I mean, it depends on how the Arduino is being set up.
Yeah,
Which is a Jordan thing, isn't it?
it is, because I really don't know.
Now I'm gonna try, because I don't know. I want to do the whole airbrush thing just for the touch-ups that have to be done there. I'm gonna try some brush touch-ups on those intercoolers. But if it doesn't look right, I will just get the airbrush out.
So if anybody's curious and you're in Discord, I just threw up that. Well, no, I didn't throw up, but I just put up the picture of that Miranda shield plate.
Where did you put it?
Under sci-fi. But it's listed as like Miranda class. There you go. So that's what it looks like. So you'd have your normal glow from the ship itself, from underlighting, and then you'd need to somehow block in the actual dots themselves with something. So that's why I was thinking, just a tiny little short stubby tube underneath each one.
Here we go. I had to put Discord back where I found it. Always important to put it away, right?
Yes.
Put away your toys
when you're done playing with them.
So this is either going to take me longer because I'm trying to paint this touch up first, rather than just going ahead with the airbrush, or it's going to save me time not having to go full out on it. We will not know which it is until I try it out.
I think it's 48 shield dots by the looks of it. Well, that'd be cool if you had it for the one for the Refit Enterprise as well, with some color changing LEDs, so you could do wait for them when they're up, and then if you want to simulate that it's hit on a side, you can have those ones in that area flash red.
Yeah, very easy. I'm gonna have to airbrush it.
Yeah, Ben put up the picture of the original one from the movie, and you can see it just how poor of a ship design. I think I had heard too that is because they weren't sure on what the ship was going to look like originally. So you see that back hull area just doesn't really have much just has panels.
Yeah. Well, and and those are clearly lights sticking out from it. It's not just a lit panel, right?
Yeah, that's
so
what
they've
it is
got
for them.
physical lights sticking up. Interesting, which you don't notice while you're just watching it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't feel comfortable drilling out 48 holes, hoping I don't make a mistake.
Well, is it just a black panel?
Yeah, otherwise it's a black panel. Everything else is light blocked off.
And how are you making the dots so that the light comes through?
That's where I want to put the LEDs behind each one that's light blocked off, be it in a little tube or something.
Oh, so does it already have the white dots on the are the dots already part of the stand?
Yep. If you look at that picture I put up there, that's exactly how it looks with all those dots.
Okay. I see.
But there's nothing. But it's just a dot where there's no black paint basically to light block. Ben says they look like light bright pigs. They very well might be there, Ben. You just never know.
Well, I was sure I cleaned this out. But the needle ain't moving. So I'm going to have to pull it out. Pull her apart.
Did you ever get any of the acrylic airbrush cleaner?
Well, I've got the stuff that came with the cleaning kit.
Okay, yeah.
And I cleaned this out when I used it last. Oh.
Do you ever lubricate the needle with the lubricant that comes in the cleaning kit?
I haven't yet.
Okay. It doesn't take much. You just basically just a light sheen on it, and then kind of wipe it down. So it's more like it's locked down in the rear section.
I don't know. There's like dried on bits, I think.
Can you show us where?
Just on the needle here.
Rear nails. That could be back where the seals are. So yeah, you want to get some lubricant back by your seals.
So how do I do that? Because I haven't done that yet.
Okay. If you have your cleaning kit handy there.
Do I have my cleaning kit handy?
Perfect.
I've got my Ben's Build cleaning kit ready here.
And you should see there should be a little tube of lubricant in there. There you go. That's it.
What's
you
the,
just need just put a little.
what's the
those are probably the
for?
wipes for the outside. They used to come in a different package, just to clean the body of the airbrush.
Sorry, what was that?
That's those. Are those just a roll of wipes?
No, this is oh, it's a thread sealer.
Okay.
Got it. So what do I do?
That you just basically you would take just a tiny drop and put it on your finger.
Okay.
And just rub it all over the needle, up and down in that rear section. You don't really need it to the front because you want to keep that free of oils and stuff like that from your paint.
Okay.
But you just want to keep the rest of the needle lubricated up. And you're not going to keep a lot of the lubricant on there. You're just enough to just leave the thinnest of coats.
I'm just going to give this a bit of a clean here with the airbrush cleaner before I do that.
Let's see here. Ben Spratling is typing a lot, so I'm going to start reading his comments. He says, for the next gen L cars, they use smoked plexiglass as a front surface, then some kind of white light diffuser behind it. If you need very bright lights to make it look good, though. And he said, I found a standard window tinting very much replicated the look of the smoked plexiglass from my Picard's ready room desk. So maybe some cheap white tracing paper behind that, plus the LEDs behind that. And then he says, you could maybe use another light mask layer between the tracing paper and the front clear surface with the circles or the dots cut out. Then you don't have to get the tubes around the LEDs quite so precise. Good idea. It does, though. All that area that's the white of the ship and everything. That's just white. So the light can go through it, and the rest of it's all like black light blocked. So it's not clear. You're not actually able to see down into the stand.
So what am I doing here?
Okay, you can take the smallest drop, put it on your fingertip, and then just rub it all over the needle. Not so much the front area, because that's where your paint normally is.
Apparently I have to cut this.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, just the very tip of the...
Have to cut some more.
Avenger 1212 is here. He said, I built this ship using a 1990s fiber optics kit. Even designed an LCARS panel for the base and switches for the lights. Tough ship to build. Spent 400 hours on the thing. Must be talking with the 1400 kit.
So, like from about there back?
Yep. You can maybe even go slightly forward of that.
Okay. All right.
And then you can push it back into the airbrush from the rear. That way, the seals should prevent any of that lubricant from going past that point, but at the same time, help it operate within the seals itself.
Okay.
Yeah, see, my cleaning kit also, because my cleaning kit was older, had a little package of like wet wipe type things that were meant for cleaning the body of the airbrush. Ben says, well, in that case, most of the work is done for you. Just an extra layer of window tinting on the front. Then use very bright LEDs. Yeah, I've
Seems to
got a
be
whole
working
bunch of
now.
different ones that I've purchased, Ben, from them. Sorry, what was that?
So it seems to be working now. Just going to test spray some alcohol through.
Yeah, if you go to their website there, Ben, you can actually see a lot of different ones that they create. Anything from like movie posters, like you can get the movie poster for the Wrath of Khan and have that as your base instead. Avenger 1212 said, "Yeah, I posted a video of it here on YouTube. It's the AMT Erdl kit."
All right. We're back up and running.
Perfect.
Okay. So I just need to mask the LEDs.
Ooh, Avenger said he burnt out the strobing running lights after assembling the hull and had to crack it open to fix it.
Oh no.
I'm sure most of us who've put lights in model starships have had to do that, or I guess any type of kit, really. Yeah, that's definitely not a fun experience. Yeah, so I'm just looking at Lake Monster. He just released two new sets of Aztec decals for the Sovereign class ship, the early version and the late version.
Oh, Aztec decals?
Yeah.
Don't need any Aztec decals.
Someone might.
Why decal when you can paint, right?
Yes. Although some of those 2500 size ships, I think decals is the way to go.
Oh, the 2500, yeah. But the 1400, certainly big enough to paint. And I know from experience.
Yes. Go back and watch Andrew's videos if you haven't seen them, because you can watch him actually masking them up and painting them. And now there's an actual masking kit you can buy. Avenger said, I had the ship in hand above my head and almost bashed it. Learned a lot, LOL. But by the end, it was less about wanting the ship anymore than climbing the mountain and seeing it through.
This might take a few...
Do you want to change your camera angles?
Oh. Ha!
I mean, those scissors look nice and all.
Why didn't you say something?
I just did. Why didn't I say anything sooner? I was reading stuff. Clearly, I'm not paying that well of attention tonight.
I am relying on my ability to direct the painting sufficiently that I'm not masking off in this cell next to where I'm painting.
And what color are you putting on there?
It's the yellow for the intercooler.
Okay. You could always hold up a card there or something to prevent overspray.
Yeah.
Or a piece of paper. Post-it notes work good.
I think it's going to take a couple coats, but
So is anybody working on anything tonight? Any of our viewers?
I'm working on the Enterprise D.
Oh, well, you're not a viewer.
No.
Avenger says, I have to bolt, but saw the live stream and thought I'd stop by. What an amazing job. That is going to be something to behold when finished. I know how much goes into that. Well done.
Well, thank you. Just going to go clean the paint out of this briefly. Give me one moment.
All right.
Now it's 9:45, so it might be a good time for us to do our first commercial break.
I think you're correct. That would be a good time to do it.
For those of you who are maybe joining us for the first time, don't know quite how we do things around here, YouTube likes to put ads in whenever it feels like, unless you control it. And so I've opted to control the ads myself so that I'm not doing something important and saying, and the most important thing to remember is, and then you get hit with an ad. So we're going to just quickly run an ad, and I'm going to refill my coffee, and then we'll be right back. So let's roll that commercial break. All right. I'm going to run some Starship footage, and I'm going to go refill my coffee and my fizzy water, and I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
And we're back. How's it going? Am I here? Can you hear me?
I was talking and I was muted.
Oh, I see.
AK says he just finished the aft mast of mast yards on his Thermopylae, and now he's on to the main mast. And Michael Fontana is here. Good evening, Michael. He says, hi, Andrew and Ken. Hopefully everyone is doing well.
How's it going tonight? Thanks for stopping in.
Well, I am looking at Lake Monster Details website, and for the Nebula class kit, they do have a picture of one of the models built by Patrick Ratanen, and at least that gives me something to work off of for a painting pattern.
When are you planning to do that project?
Probably in the next 5 years.
Oh, one of those.
One of those. Not anytime soon. But someday.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you're not working on it, but you're thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it. Because every time I see your D here, I just think, yeah, I should probably just start drilling with the holes by the windows by hand. Because I'm not in a rush to do it, but get it done eventually, and then it can just sit there for however long that part's done.
Yeah.
And it would get you off to a quicker start.
Okay.
So, Michael, let us know if you're working on anything in the on the bench tonight. You trying to suggest here that you didn't want to get yellow paint on your LED lights?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you suggesting you didn't want to get yellow paint all over your LED lights there?
Yeah, not preferable,
Well, all right, I guess.
All right. Where's my Raspberry Pi?
It's over there.
I put it somewhere.
Oh, Michael's working on his Imperial Star Destroyer. Right on.
Ha! Found it.
Perfect.
Told you it was around here somewhere. But did you believe me? No.
No, of course not. So it's kind of the registry and ship name, kind of the last things you do?
Kind of. Well, no. Decals will be the last kind of things I do.
Right.
And they're part of the decals, but I'm not one of these people that leaves the registry till the absolute last moment.
Okay. Oh, Michael says not much is going on in Pittsburgh this weekend. Now, what are you looking for? It looks like you're going through a big drawer full of cables.
Yeah, I'm looking for a certain cable. I'll have to grab it off the other one, I think.
Except for the rain, he says. It's rainy in Pittsburgh, is it?
Oh, I know what I can use.
What's that?
So I have these. Well, I will show you. So I have these things here. They're the USB input mount. Sorry, the USB input that's mountable to to a box.
Yep.
And so it's USB-C input on the outside. It's got USB-A on the inside. And so to get power to this, I can plug that in, and now I can just grab a USB-C cable, any USB-C cable that's long enough, and power.
There you have it.
There we go. Because I just needed long enough power to get to it from
here to there.
Yeah. I'm just going to hold off on plugging that in, because as soon as I plug it in, it turns the Raspberry Pi on. And I want to make sure that everything is ready to go before I do that. So we need data to go there. Where's the resistor that's supposed to be there? Not the resistor, the capacitor. I don't quite have the capacity, it seems.
Well, that's not a very good thing.
No. Well, I'm sure I can test it without the capacitor, that's fine. And I'm not sure that the programming is quite right on this Raspberry Pi right now, but we will see. It's been a while since this one's been plugged in, so I should give the warning. Please bear with me while I try this out.
If anybody's a really good artist, you should reach out to Andrew and draw a picture of a bear in a Starfleet uniform. Just saying. Or if you're a good user of AI, they can get AI to do a picture. I think that would look really good. What you thinking?
I'm thinking I'm not getting power to the Raspberry Pi. There we go. Now there's power to the Raspberry Pi.
Perfect. Michael's laughing.
I'm not sure if this... Oh! We've got power!
I see some Bassards. Now I see the chiller grills going.
Yeah, we've got everything up and running. Can you see Windows? No, because it's too bright.
Yes, that.
Now a lot of things are masked off right now.
Ooh.
And for some reason, the windows look wider on this one than they do on the other one, and I'm not sure why.
Might that change with the when you start putting down the clear coat?
No, it's an LED thing.
Okay. I must have
done something slightly different with the LEDs, so it's much more consistent across the board.
Right. Doug Smith says, "Sorry, I bailed. My cousin's city, Spokane, Washington, is on fire, and he may have to evacuate. I'm watching real-time fire tracker and talking with my cousin."
Sorry, I want to see that again. Sorry I bailed. My cousin's city, Spokane, Washington, is on fire, and he may have to evacuate. I'm waiting, watching real-time fire tracking it and talking. Okay. Yeah, no. Hopefully everybody's safe. And hopefully things work out.
Yes, family's more important. Because you could always watch this back at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that looks amazing.
Let me get the other camera. Let me get the handheld going on here, because it'll might handle the LEDs better.
Yeah, no problem. Doug does say, pray for them, please, Andrew, when you have the time.
Yeah.
And then he says, back later. All right. Hopefully everything's going okay. Oh, we lost you there for a second.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I can adjust the I don't have much camera control here. I was just trying to see if I could adjust the adjust the whatever it's called, so that you can see the lighting better. Here, tell you what I'll do. Let me go back to this view here, and
Right.
then let me record on my phone, because then I can you'll be able to see the LED lighting much better.
Yeah, we can see the windows right now. Although not super well, but we can still see them.
Okay, let me make a couple adjustments here. Exposure. That's it.
That's the word you were looking for.
Okay. Now give me a moment while it sends it over to my computer. Computer. Hello, computer.
Keith says, too much coffee, that's why it's shaky. Could be.
All right, let's try this here. That's better representation of what it looks like in person.
Nice. Yeah, those neck lights really show up.
Yeah, but specifically the Buzzards.
Yep.
And the fading and the color shifting and that kind of thing. There we go.
Oh, that's cool.
Because the other cameras just get blown out completely, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we know that's working. I need to log in to this Raspberry Pi in order to shut it down. So I'm going to do that quickly here so that we can move on. Now that we've tested to make sure everything works.
Michael Fontana says, nice. Yes, definitely a job well done.
Oh, thank you. It's been a while since I've had this one booted up for the lighting because I've typically had the other one booted up. So it's nice just to make sure everything's good to go on this one. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I don't know what I did differently in wiring this one up that the LEDs are much more white on this one than the other one. The other one, the LEDs in the saucer shift towards the blue.
Yeah, so
which
more
is fine because that's more the coloring that was on the studio model, right? So it was more of a blue tone, but I do like having the white. So I'm looking at the IP address for.
Yeah, so they're a little more cool white light.
Yeah. Okay, let's shut her down.
Jody says, "Where's Don C? He's missing the pretty lights."
Yeah. I'm sure he's disappointed.
Ben says, "Tell me more about the color shifting in the Bussards."
Well, there's 9 LED. There's an array of 9 LEDs in the Bussards, and so I've got it set up to fluctuate between the reds and the oranges and a little bit of the yellows. And the nice thing is that each individual LED can fluctuate on its own color.
And that is using addressable LEDs.
Yeah, with the inner lighting system. All right, so we've got that tested. And we are assured that that works, so we can move on to the next thing, which is flipping this thing over on its back, and we're going to start getting clear coat on so that we can get the rest of the decals done. Huzzah! We're moving it. It's coming over to the back bench temporarily. And we're grabbing the padding. And we'll move the Raspberry Pi. We'll put it away for now.
Ben says, "That's cool."
Yep.
Referring to the inner lights. Well, I did do it, Andrew. I went back and I started watching Star Trek Enterprise season 1.
Yeah.
So just a couple days ago here. So I'm surprised there's some of it. It's coming back to me. I'm recalling seeing it before.
Yeah, it's all coming back to you now. All right, so I'm going to want to make sure that the airbrush is good and well cleaned out from the yellow. I ran cleaner through it, but I'm going to run some alcohol through it now just to make sure, just basically to flush it.
Right.
Make sure it's flushing well. Make sure it's not flushing yellow because I don't want yellow in my clear coat.
Definitely not.
Looks like it's running clear. That's good. Looks like we've got decent flow. Just spraying it into my Kawartha dairy container.
See, I'm wondering if it's the isopropyl alcohol you keep running through there to clean it, if that's causing the needle lubricant to kind of, get away from the seals maybe, and that might be causing it. Because like I said, a lot of these acrylic based airbrush cleaners that you can get, like I know Viejo's one actually has like a lubricant in it.
I might have to mix up some more gloss. Where did I put my gloss? Oh, where is my gloss?
AK says, I use iso alcohol, distilled water, and glycerin to clean my airbrush. Works perfect. All right.
So I've got a little glass bottle. One of these things. This has the matte gloss in it, but I've got a gloss one around here somewhere. And do you think I can put my hands on it immediately?
Immediately, no, but soon, yes. I know exactly where it is.
Let me guess. It's over there?
It's in the last place you put it.
No.
It's also going to be the last place you look.
Well, it's always in the last place you look.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, found it.
There you go.
So I'm going to grab a pipette. And I'm going to grab my gloss. I'm going to grab some gloves. I'm going to grab some new gloves because those were being used for doing the sanding. We're going to start gloss coating this thing.
Right arm.
We're going to start with the saucer, and I'm going to avoid the intercoolers. I mean, I don't really need to gloss coat the intercoolers because they're not getting any decals. I do like to do the whole thing just for consistency.
Right.
Here we go. Let's get some glossy goodness into the airbrush. And I am going to use the cap on it this time around.
That sounds like a good idea.
I don't always put the cap on.
So for the those window LEDs that you were showing off that are really more white, are they color change or like they addressable LED like with color?
They are they're addressable RGBs, so they're using all three chips to make the white light.
Okay.
That's something I'm going to be doing differently in the next build. I'll be using the RGBWs that have a onboard white chip.
Right.
because it'll be far more energy efficient to do it that way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because the other ship, it was more of the cool white light.
It's hard to see where and how much coverage you're getting.
Yeah, it certainly can be. You got to start to do the head bob and weave, like you're a boxer trying not to get hit in the face.
Try to get in the light.
Yeah, you just got to find that right angle.
And part of it, you're taking it on faith that it's kind of getting the coverage it needs.
Yeah, and with something that size, that's a lot of area to cover, and to
Sorry, what was that?
constantly be checking. With a model that size, that's a huge size to be constantly going over and checking. So is this the oh, have you gone over the decals on the top then already with a clear coat?
No,
Okay.
they'll get a clear coat when I get the rest of the gloss coat on the top.
Okay.
It's just I like to do the bottom first because I don't have to wait for the bottom to dry before I can flip it over. Or I mean, I don't have to wait for the bottom to clear to cure before I can flip it over.
Yeah, with the stand there, it makes it a lot easier. Don't forget to hit that like button, everyone, and show the channel some love.
When you were starting to say that, I was thinking you're telling me don't forget to hit that certain section of the ship with the gloss.
Don't forget to do that either. Oh, we have HTM USA here. It says, what's happening in here? Hello and good evening all.
I'm assuming that's Todd on the HTM YouTube channel.
Very well could be. Will the mystery guest please introduce himself? He's like, gosh, dang it.
I bet Todd doesn't
Todd's
know
here.
which channel he's logged into.
Yeah, Todd's here. He says, apparently I don't even know who I am. Welcome, Todd. Hope everything's well. Hope Rebecca's birthday went really well yesterday.
Okay, I got to mix up some more. Some more gloss. A little hard to hear what you're saying with the chat sometimes when the compressor is running. So I'm just seeing what Todd said there.
Okay.
Any good shows you're watching right now?
For me, yeah, well, like I said, just Star Trek Enterprise. And I've just been watching Silo.
Hey, I've been watching that too
Okay, so you enjoyed as well.
so far. Where are you at?
Up to the latest episode.
Okay, I am not.
Okay,
I am in season 2,
okay,
and um, I'm at the point where she's come up from the water, and after the air being cut off, and Solo is missing. Solo is missing,
okay.
and it seems that there's somebody else there. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, no, I know exactly where you're at then. Let's see here. Keith says, Andrew, I'd recommend cleaning your airbrush before mixing more of the gloss. You don't want the what's in the airbrush to start drying.
Yeah, I'll run some cleaner through it just to keep it fresh.
Oh, Michael Fontana says he's been watching Voyager. Actually, just before watching or joining the stream here tonight, I was watching somebody's theory of why the Borg were so interested in getting to Earth and bypassing other planets, including Mars, with the shipyards there and stuff. And the theory is the Borg were more interested in finding Q in the Q continuum. And the theory was that, like when was it Q Who, the episode where he sent them to meet the Borg?
Yeah.
So basically this ship appears out of nowhere, which, Borg don't know how it got there without any, foreseeable means of transportation. And then same when they were done, Q whisks them back, and it's like, how did that happen? And then after they got Picard, they kind of know what he knows, so they kind of know about Q and what they know about the continuum. And basically they know the Borg is kind of realizing that Q likes to interfere when humans are in danger in a way, specifically like the Enterprise crew and stuff. But that's why they didn't go after the Vulcan planet, didn't like blitz all of the Federation space. They just went straight for Earth, in hoping that Q would intervene. That's someone's theory. It just the video just released like 8 hours ago or whatever. It was interesting.
Okay. Yeah, so I ran some cleaner through the airbrush just to make sure it didn't get clogged up or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael says interesting theory. Yeah, I thought so. It doesn't negate the other like canon stuff of them, taking Picard also to be the liaison basically between liaison's not really the best word for it, but the main link between the humans or Federation and the Borg.
Could explain their interest in Picard because Q's interested in Picard.
Yes, and they would have learned more about Q when they assimilated Picard. Ben says, I subscribe to the V'ger Borg theory, so they're clearing. So they're clearing, trying to join with the Creator on the third planet. Yeah, true. V'ger could have been done up by the Borg. Ben says Decker has no idea what he started.
The Borg are much older than Decker's amalgamation with the Borg.
Yes, but would that not be though the Borg would have found V'ger? and then just fixed it. They could have been the ones who found it, fixed it, and sent it back on its way.
It's possible, but I mean, it didn't. V'ger, like the stuff that came along with V'ger, and everything that Spock saw in that psychedelic adventure through V'ger, well, through the outer whatever it is, doesn't come across very much Borg-like.
Yeah. AK says, my theory is it is because that is how the writers wrote it so they could tell a story. Very true. Very true. They needed another big bad.
Well, the Ferengi were supposed to be the original baddie for the Next Generation. That didn't really work out, so they needed something new.
No, they came in looking like fools. DS9 really kind of helped shape them up, with Quark and whatnot.
Well, it gave them a whole new persona.
Yeah.
A brand new raison d'être.
Sorry, say again?
A brand new raison d'être.
Yes. Oh, Ben Spratling says, well, it was purely machine culture who fixed up Voyager. So the combining organic components with the machine would have started with Decker.
Yeah, but I don't think V'ger has anything to do with the Borg.
Probably not, but you never know. They could go back and change, change things. I don't think they would, but they always could. Ben says, and the motion picture was the first time Spock says any show of resistance would be futile.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, we saw how well that resistance worked out for those Klingons. Michael says, what about the machine planet?
Yeah, that doesn't really seem all that Borgish to me.
And have we ever heard anything more about the whale probe people race?
About who? Sorry.
The whale probe people.
Nope.
I mean, I recall a further episode. I can't remember if it was TNG or Voyager or something like that, where they had mentioned now that the whales had been brought back. But that's as far as I know. That we've never heard anything more about who actually it was that sent the probe. Ben says, "Could they change things?" Question mark. At this point, we're just all relieved the Borg didn't come back as actual puppets and do a musical episode. So, are there any other shows that you've been watching?
No, Silo is the only one I've been watching right now, other than the new episodes of Strange New Worlds.
Okay. Kind of a comic booky guy here, so I'm looking forward to Lanterns when that comes out. I think is it later this month now? Later in August?
Looking forward to what?
Lanterns, which is DC Comics, the Green Lantern.
I have no idea. But I bet somebody in the chat knows.
Oh, probably. Jody says 100 Cooks. Is that a show? Ben says, to be fair, I like musicals, but not when the plot of the episode is about being a musical.
Do you like Klingon K-pop?
AK says, I'm definitely looking forward to Lanterns. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's someone else. And Russ is here. Good evening, Russ. He says, evening all.
Good evening.
What are you working on tonight, Russ?
As if we need to ask. And yes, I did run some airbrush cleaner through just at the end, just after I stopped using it there.
Perfect. And if you are all done with it, you can actually pull your needle out and then wipe it down as well.
Oh no, I'm making up a new batch here.
Oh, okay. Jody says lettuce farm.
Yeah.
Keith says we just finished watching World War II with Tom Hanks. I think that was called Saving Private Ryan. I'm just kidding. I think that's the documentary type series. I'm not sure. Russ says, LOL, just finished weathering the lab and starting editing video. Nice.
Talking about World War II and Tom Hanks, I do want to, like, every so often go back and revisit Band of Brothers.
Yes. Jody didn't mean lettuce farm, he meant pathogen lab.
So I'm using the Vallejo clear coat here, and I'm doing 3 parts of the Vallejo clear coat to 1 part of the thinner.
Paul Tackett is here. Hey, Paul. He says, been watching in the background. Wow, no snow. And Jody says, that was nice of Tom to come over and watch that with you, Keith. Keith says, yes, to the documentary on the History Channel. Ben Spratling says, the Klingon K-pop was hysterical, but they just reacted like Glee. It's weird. They're singing instead of having an actual plot. And Jody says, I didn't know you were friends. Well, Keith just happens to know a lot of famous people. You just didn't realize that, Jody.
So the season 4, episode 2, Strange New Worlds. My biggest complaint about it is that it really didn't have a plot.
Okay.
I think that The episode was so scary, the plot didn't want to have anything to do with it.
Scared the plot away.
Yeah.
Russ says Band of Brothers is a great series. Yes, it is. I also liked Pacific. That was another good series. Keith says, Jody, yes, it was. He's pretty cool. AK says, wife did not see Enterprise or Strange New Worlds. We're watching both, getting her ready for Strange New Worlds season 4. And Todd says, I am manually creating Greeblies in SketchUp. Okay, and what are you creating them for? And Buck is here. He says, howdy, people. Welcome.
Good evening. So for everybody just joining, we're working on this little project tonight. That's, just something I kind of whipped up.
Paul says, wow, no love for Strange New Worlds. Autocorrect.
Yeah, we're just working on this little bitty Enterprise D project thing here.
Jody says it wasn't scary. I find the stuff like that hysterical. The only movie I ever saw that was actually scary was The Exorcist. And Paul says blame musical on Buffy. Okay. Todd says he's making Greeblies to fill the empty compartments under the 89 Batmobile machine guns. Nice. Okay. I wonder if it would have been like grating under there or anything to kind of let casings fall through or belt links to fall through. Buck says, I'm working on the Pegasus Moonlander. Pretty detailed build. Right on. And he says, the latest Strange New Worlds episode I found to be boring and really not a Star Trek episode. And I don't know while you were spraying, you could hear any of that I read.
Not much, no.
Oh, okay.
I know we started at Jody and heard that he wasn't scared. Sure.
Paul blames the musical on Buffy.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And Todd is creating Greeblies to fill the empty compartment under the 89 Batmobile machine guns.
And Buck's working on the Pegasus Moonlander.
Yeah, and it's pretty detailed. But he did find this latest Strange New Worlds episode boring and not really Star Trek.
Yeah, like I said, my biggest critique is that there was no plot. And I don't want to give too much away, but they went somewhere. Stuff happened. We don't really understand what happened, and then they left.
All right then.
No real story to it. It's just like the episode was just a vehicle for them to play around doing horror. That's basically all it was. And Jody says, I'm working on drawing a ship and getting ready to go live soon. Yeah.
Also, we haven't done a second commercial break yet.
Buck says, I prefer 4.5 Vulcans much better. I don't know. I think they're on the same level. Do we need to run a commercial break? Is it that time?
Well, I think it's past that time, but yeah, I think it's a good time to run one.
Okay, we'll run one. We're not doing anything overly exciting right now, so let's run a commercial break. And then we'll just kind of keep going. And most people, I don't think, are getting hit with it anyway, so not to worry. I just don't like when people are like, And then the most important thing is, and then they get hit with a commercial break.
Yes, that is very annoying. So Buck says, "Don't forget the magic. They showed up and saved them just in time."
Yeah. There's been a lot of praise for the episode online, but like I said, there's no story. It's just an excuse to play with a genre. And I'll say one thing: I'm never inviting Pike to cater for anything.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Not really a fan of his finger food.
Jody says it establishes the fact that there are things in the universe beyond our understanding. It also serves to introduce a paranormal branch of Starfleet for possible spin-offs that nobody wants. Yes, you got to be careful what ideas you give to those executives sometimes. He says, "All right, people, not all of us have seen it yet."
Yeah, I'm being very careful not to actually give out any spoilers. But if you haven't seen it, just be aware, content warning. If anybody is queasy about gore, you might just want to skip that one. Just bear with me for a moment. I'm looking for my supply of Q-tips. I don't know where they have gone.
They above your bench?
Nope.
Are they over there? Are they on your bench? Or in a drawer?
They seem to be missing.
Okay, Ben.
To be missing.
Ben has a question for you. I'll let you answer it.
Give me one moment before you read it.
All right.
Just so I can hear it properly. Okay, what is it?
His question is, can you tell me about what clear coats do and why choose a glossy versus a matte?
So clear coats do a number of things. They seal in your paint so that your paint doesn't get damaged easily if it's bumped or scratched or nicked or anything like that. So there's huge benefits that way. The reason for a gloss is because, well, to start with a gloss coat is because the decals adhere better to the model if they're adhering to a gloss surface as opposed to a matte surface. So it's really the gloss coat is the preparation for the decals to go on, and then the matte coat is typically for like a Federation Starship, what you want to put on to get your final finished look, whereas other things might need a gloss finish.
Yeah, like if you're doing a sports car model or something like that, you would want a glossy finish.
Yeah, so I mean, it depends on what you're building and what you need it to look like at the end of the day.
Yeah. It also kind of can be used to create like a save point almost on your model.
Yep.
If you've kind of done some acrylic painting and you just want to lock it in there, and then you're going to add some other paints, you get a bit of a save point then, that if you make a mistake, you can go back and kind of wipe off the new paint.
If you're going to be painting over it, you'll want to hit it with a matte coat for painting over it.
Yeah, and Jody says a matte coat on your diorama figures might be good for a touch of realism, Ben. Yeah, it would certainly like take the shininess off of like the uniforms and stuff.
Yeah, although I would be hesitant because I don't know how that would interact with the posability of the figures.
Well, you'd certainly want to go for a very light mist coat, that's for sure. Although for the skin, I don't know if you necessarily need to go for a matte. You could also go for a satin.
Well, I cannot find those things, so let's just hope for the rest of this thing I don't need any. Because I was going to wipe some buildup off, but I ended up doing that with a wet paper towel.
Well, Ben, I hope that helps you out a little bit, knowing about clear coats. He says, interesting.
And then, of course, clear coating over top of your decals also locks them in. It makes it much harder for them to peel or discolor or anything like that afterwards.
Yeah, because over time they will eventually start to come off over years. Paul says gloss has smoother finish. That the matte has some texture. Very true. The matte has a texture so that so that it's not as glossy, not as the light doesn't bounce off as evenly off of it. Jody says I would sand off the printing on their backs too. Ben says, as for the action figures in my dioramas, I was actually controlling the quality of the dioramas to not upstage the quality of the action figures. Okay. And Alec is here. He says, hey guys. Welcome, Alec. He's apparently waiting on his Uber.
He must be he must have gotten a flat tire on his bike and having to take an Uber home.
Very well, could be.
If past experience has anything to do with it.
Buck says, oh man, who left the door open? Congratulations, Alec. You just put in the 100th message for today's restream chat.
It's interesting that you see that and I don't.
And his comment is, LOL, oh hush, Buck. Hope you're doing well, bud. But yeah, it doesn't show it in the YouTube chat, but as I'm sitting here in the Restream studio, it shows me that.
Well, I don't see it in Restream Studio myself.
I just took a screenshot and I'll send it to you.
Cool.
I'll have to send it to you after the stream.
Yep.
Alex says, and it more than likely the valve stem this time. And yeah, what do I win, Ken? Nothing. You just get the satisfaction of knowing you were the 100th message today. Ricardo's here. He says, hello, Andrew, Ken, and everyone else. Welcome, Ricardo.
Welcome. I saw Ricardo in the background of the tested video.
There we go.
I saw him looking at the dioramas while Ben was getting interviewed. and taking pictures of it. I think those were definitely popular. And I've got to say, I almost missed the dioramas because of where they were located in the room and how they were pointing, like how they were facing the wall. So I almost missed them, and it would have been really sad to have missed them because I think they were a highlight of the contest room.
I kind of thought the same thing when I was watching that video, how they seem like they're on a table near the wall and facing the wall, like someone has to be up, up against the wall looking in.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Buck says, I'm always doing well. Alec, you know that. He says, true. Buck says he gave up on Restream. And then Ricardo says, ha ha ha, yes, I made a guest appearance.
So
yeah, Jody says the same thing here. He says he almost went right by them.
Yeah. So I've got the poker chips just taped onto my garage door behind my monitor, and Ricardo's keeps falling off.
What the heck?
What?
It keeps falling off?
Yeah, it keeps falling off. They are heavier.
Alex says, I'm planning on streaming around 2:30 on Monday. Gives me about 2 to 2.5 hours to stream before Donnie gets on.
I'm not sure too many people will be awake at 2:30 in the morning.
Jody says, I'm happy I saw them, Ben. I'm happy I got to see them in detail, like on Tested. That was well worth it. Would have been cooler to see in person. And to reach in and play with the fit. No.
Yeah, no.
Buck says, see ya, I'm out. All right, Buck, you take care. Have a good night.
Have a good night. So Ben, if you redo engineering, you should light up the warp core with the pulsing.
Yeah, you could do that.
There's a lighting system you could use.
Yeah, and you could control all the lights in there. You could just press a button and have red alert suddenly go off. Some red flashing lights and the sound of the red alert klaxon.
You could program it to run the intercom, so you could have Picard calling down to engineering asking for more power.
Alex says, afternoon, Andrew.
Alec, it's the evening right now. We say good evening in the evening, not good afternoon.
And then he says, laugh out loud. I'm talking about 2 to 2:30 p.m. I probably won't be at 2 a.m. Who am I? Kidding, I probably will be up. Yeah. Ben says, thanks, guys. I'm glad other folks enjoyed them. I really enjoyed seeing the other work there. Loved Andrew's Enterprises and a bunch of other models and dioramas. Oh, Paul Tackett. Thank you very much, Paul. Paul did a super chat for $2.
Oh, thank you very much.
Please like and subscribe.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Alex says, hi, Ben. I missed that episode, but congratulations, bud. And Ben Spratling says, oh, my warp core did light up with pulsing.
Okay. I didn't have a whole ton of time to look too closely, so. And of course, I'm going on memory right now.
Yes, but the inner lighting stuff could do a lot of stuff if you're interested there, Ben. And I believe now he's offering miniature screens now too, is he not?
Yep.
Ricardo says, yes, Ben's dioramas were amazing. Look at you, Ben. You're the talk of the town.
All right. That's that bit of clear coat done. Just gave the saucer a bit more.
Oh my goodness, Ben. Ben says 180 blue LEDs hand soldered to custom printed circuit boards controlled by an Arduino with a potentiometer so you can change the speed. You went all out.
So, Ben, do you have a YouTube channel? If you don't, it would be awesome for you to, when you build the next diorama project, it would be awesome for you to journal it in video format on YouTube so people can see the
Amazing work.
process and see your process. And he says, while the warp core wasn't on display at Wonderfest, it has since mostly fallen apart, but I sent Norm my photos so he had stills in the interview. Cool. All right. So it is that time where we are going to be ending the live stream. So there we go. So we got, let me take the chat off here. So tonight we managed to get the Buzzard caps to fit onto the nacelles at the intercoolers. So that's good. And we've gotten the gloss coat on the bottom. That's going to cure for a while. I'll flip it over and I'll do the gloss coat on the upper side tomorrow. And then we'll finish up with all of the LEDs. We'll get this thing matte coated, and then Bob's your uncle. It's done and out of here. I hope that you've enjoyed this live stream. If you did, make sure that you hit that like button. If you're new to my channel or you haven't done so yet, you can hit the subscribe button today. It'll make me very happy if you make this number go up a little bit. But for now, my name is Andrew. Your producer tonight has been Ken.
Good
Have
night.
a good night, everybody. Oh, and don't forget to head on right over to Trek Mods.